Yeah, hello, dear friends. Today I want to talk about how to love your enemies. In the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 44, Jesus said we should love our enemies and pray for those who persecute us. How is it possible? How can we love our enemies? Now, I want to talk about this how we can love our enemies, but I want to give us two stories. One was about a man who encountered an animal which was trapped, and this animal happens to be a very dangerous animal. And he wanted to free this animal because he was good natured. In the process of trying to help this animal from the cage, the animal was stinging him, biting him, and everything. And somebody who was nearby was asking this man, why are you allowing this animal to sting and bite you while you're trying to free him? The man said it is in the nature of this animal to bite and sting, but it's in his own nature to help. And in spite of the agony he was going through, he helped this animal out of the trap. The second story is an African fable of the goat and the lion. The goat encountered a lion who was trapped in a cage, and the lion was begging this goat, please, please help me out of this cage. The goat was reluctant, but after much plea from the lion, he came by and asked the lion to promise him that as soon as he releases the lion from the cage, the lion would not eat him. The lion promised that he was not going to do anything like that. So the goat released the lion from the cage. But as soon as he released the lion from the cage, the lion pounced on the goat. And the goat reminded the lion, but you told me you were not going to eat me up. The lion said he lied, that it's in his nature to eat a goat when he sees a goat and he's hungry. So in the midst of the commotion, a wise tortoise was passing by. The wise old tortoise in African fables is always wise and very cunning. So the tortoise overheard the ruckus that was going between the lion and the goat and was asking what the problem was. And when they were now trying to tell the tortoise what happened, the tortoise feigned as if ignorance and said he didn't really understand what was going on and that he would like them to reenact the whole scenario and that the lion should enter into the cage and then the goat should be outside and then they should reenact what happened. So the lion entered into the cage and then the tortoise locked the cage and the goat was outside and he said they should reenact what happened. So during the process of how the goat was now begging the lion and the lion promised that I was not going to eat the goat, the lion now realized that he had been tricked and he had been locked back into the cage and the goat realized that he was free. So the cunningness of the tortoise saved the goat and put the lion back at bay. Now, why am I saying what moral can we learn from this lesson? If you have an enemy and you know that this person is an enemy, help him from afar. Do not bring him close. The man who was trying to, in the first story, the man who was trying to help the animal, all he needed to do was probably to use some pincers or something from afar to be able to free the animal from that cage without getting stung or bitten. And the goat, instead of trying to release the lion from the cage, all he needed to do was to be giving food to the lion, knowing fully well that the lion was going to eat him. So if you know that somebody is an enemy, pray for the person. That is like helping the person from afar. Or help the person if you can help the person. Do not bring the person close, but help the person from afar. Well, that is just the lesson I just said I was going to talk about and to try and see how we can help people, our enemies, from afar. Thank you very much and have a nice day.